I've said for most of my life that nothing true is popular, nothing popular is true. And if you're not insulting fools, then you're on the wrong track. But if you are, then you're on the right track. There's also an old saying that you're over the target when you start getting flack. So I've made a lot of attack videos on teachers, and there's a reason for that. And of course, it's gotten a lot worse, especially in the United States. I think this person's a teacher, and this video is not about them. But let me read it here. Wow, you're sharding on teachers now. This will be the last video of yours that I watch. Well, that's fine. Say, this pandemic has taught us one thing. It should be a newfound respect for the challenge of educating the young. Well, education is not learning somebody. And if it's a challenge, then you shouldn't be a teacher. If it's a challenge, you should not be a teacher. I mean, why would you think that it's a challenge to inspire if you must not have any intelligence of your own, much less any wisdom? So, the person's probably a teacher, probably struck a nerve, but it's not about that. I've had other people in the past say, how dare you go after teachers? You know, it's because of, you're bright because of teachers. No, I'm not bright at all because of teachers. I am in spite of teachers. I've known at a very, very young age that the stuff that they were teaching me was not a real education, and filling people's heads with useless facts and regurgitating garbage. Go home and read, page 100 through 200. We'll have a multiple guess test on Monday. That's not lifting somebody up. That's not giving anybody the ability to learn. I've been around a lot of people with PhDs in academia, and these are the least intelligent and incredibly so the least wise people you'll ever run into. They have no wisdom at all. They don't know how nature works. They make up fanciful delusions to explain things. Just as one sector of higher education, which of course is incredibly laughable, is, and I go, on full frontal against it, full frontal attack, not nudity, full frontal assault on these people all the time is, the atomism, relativity crowd that bespeaks Mother Nature to be, some crazy chick with a bag of magic particles, and nature doesn't work that way. Even Nikola Tesla in his day railed against it. He said that these people can think deeply, but they can't think clearly. He said specifically that they're quite insane. He said you have to be able to think deeply and clearly. And there's something, and everybody mentions this person as if I never heard of Victor Schauberger before, which of course I have, and I have all of his works. There's something that Nikola Tesla, Victor Schauberger, Walter Russell, and the list goes on. They have something in common. They were really, really interested in learning about nature. There is nothing in our modern school system, college, high school, that teaches kids about nature. They don't. They open up these nonsense books. They are told to read and regurgitate. They're not taught to, have a deep, bottomless love for understanding the nature of cosmic mechanics, i.e. natura naturans, or Mother Nature. You're supposed to uplift and enlighten minds. Not teach, which means to brainwash. I mean, modern teachers, and they're not teachers at all, they remind me of like boot camp. Not that I was in boot camp. They completely shovel out a person's brain and they build it up. That's why they call them jarheads. You fill their heads with what you want them to believe and to know. Schools really are kind of like boot camp in a way. You got a bunch of jarheads. Open up your heads, completely empty it of anything that inspires you about nature or understanding, and we're going to fill it up with a bunch of useless trash. Like, every kid that goes to school gets the spark of wisdom and beauty of nature and the desire to learn. They literally unscrew their head, shake all that good stuff out that you were born with. Yeah, we're going to fill it up with a bunch of garbage and tests, multiple guess tests, no less. Don't teach kids how to actually learn anything or build anything. They can't do anything. These kids that come out of high school and college are fools. They're literally the highest grade of fools you've ever seen. This is the reason why you can't even get, if you have no brain anyway. I mean, if you could see through the lies and the nonsense like a wise person can, you could actually watch what's going on in the world at any point in time, not just recently. These people can't discern anything. They're so brainwashed. If you really want to take over society, only thing you have to do is have a bunch of brain-dead fools that can't discern fact from fiction. I mean, these people are really, really brainwashed. So incredibly unintelligent. They have no wisdom. Not only are they not smart, they have zero wisdom at all. Filling kids' minds up with fear and nonsense. You're brainwashing kids with useless information. Modern teaching has nothing to do with a genuine education or about learning. It's indoctrination and fact regurgitation. And most of those facts are not even facts. I said nothing in modern school system or so-called education about nature is taught. Nothing about wisdom is taught. Literally nothing. Nothing about the methodology of learning is taught, which is so incredibly important. If you give someone the tools on how to learn, then you've done 9/10 of the work. You really have. The only thing you have to do is give someone the ability to discern fact from fiction on how to learn things. The rest of it writes itself. That isn't taught at all. Regurgitating facts is not education, and it's certainly not learning, and it's not even wisdom. It's not even close to it. 1,000% of nothing about metaphysics. I know I said 1,000%. Nothing is taught about metaphysics. These kids are not learning. If you were a super rich person in the dark ages or before or even just after, super rich, and you wanted your children to get a real education, they were taught Plato and Aristotle and the methodology of learning, and man, you had a sharp mind, razor sharp mind. It inspires people to learn and seek, and they have the tools within their head to learn. Kids today don't have that at all. It makes you a better person to learn about metaphysics. A much better person. You can't teach that stuff in at least American schools, and I don't know. I know it's not, for a fact, it's not taught in European schools either. Kids are literally dissuaded from seeing the wonders of nature and trying to inquire therein about. Teachers now are so bad, and their unions, here in America anyway, their unions are so evil, they're so demonic, that there's literally a tidal wave, which is a good thing, tidal wave of people now homeschooling their kids. They don't want their kids brainwashed with radical propaganda, lies, and foolishness. I'd actually love to talk about what kids are being brainwashed with now in the United States, but it's literally so evil that I can't talk about it online. I can't even talk about it. They're teaching kids to hate other people for who they intrinsically are at birth. I mean, if that isn't the definition of pure evil, then nothing is. I'm not going to talk about that topic because it's literally too hot of a topic to talk about. It shouldn't be. It's like, well, this is evil. This is not education. This is propaganda, lies, nonsense, indoctrination, and brainwashing. It's the complete opposite. Not only is it not an education, which is what we've had now for decades and decades, longer than that. It's not only not an education, it's the complete opposite. It's pure evil. It's creating, little demon minions running amok with propaganda. It's like, you have no education at all. You don't even know how to think. These people don't even know how to think. They don't know anything. They're really like little worker drones. They're even worse than worker drones, because a worker drone, like a bee, has common sense. It knows where its place is, and it knows what to do. All these kids, too, now are being brainwashed that they need a college degree. You know, they come out of college, they don't know how to do anything. Should have gone to a trade school. You know, learn how to do something. Learn how to be productive. It's funny in the United States. I mean, these kids are not, they don't learn anything. You know, they come out of college wanting to be a community organizer. Oh my God! what sort of foolishness was your head filled with? They end up coming out of college and they realize that nobody in their right mind wants to hire them because they have no skills, and they realize they got a bunch of debt that they're never going to pay off, and they got fed a bunch of lies and nonsense. Colleges are about making money. They're not about learning anybody anything. They're not. If you have a desire to learn, go get a library card and have the desire to know. That's what I did. I knew my teachers were all fools. I say this boldly, and man, I pissed off some teachers. Like, I hate you, I'll never watch one of your videos. I go, who cares? I said the truth. When I say the truth, let the chips fall where they may. I don't care if somebody doesn't like it or not. 95% of teachers are complicit in utter evil. Most of them are just, you know, I became a teacher. They're just regurgitating the same stuff that they were taught to believe in. Well, this is what I was taught, and I'm teaching you what I was taught. You know, I don't know if it's right or not, but I'm going to teach it to you. Because I'm a teacher! I have a credential right there on the wall. It says I'm a certified teacher. I'm a member of the teachers union. And I'm going to fill your head with the same garbage that was filled in mine. Well, aren't you special? I'm a teacher! I love it when people say peer-reviewed. Like when you get your doctorate, what you do is you write a bunch of garbage that you were taught, and then you submit it to your garbage person above you. It's like, this is the same garbage that I believe in. Yes, yes, yes. It agrees with every piece of garbage that we all believe in. You're gonna get the stamp of approval, and you're now accredited to teach the same trash that we all believe in. That's not learning. That's not education. It's the opposite of wisdom. Wisdom is everything be damned, truth above all else. Facts, logic, and wisdom. Academia does not teach people how to learn. It doesn't elevate their mind. Kids are supposed to, in the ability and having them to learn, they are supposed to be elevated. Not only intellectually, but in wisdom. Discernment. Because if you put the toolbox of learning into someone's head, the rest of it is really superfluous. And kids do not get the toolbox of learning. How to discern things. How to learn things. They don't get taught about fallacies. They don't get taught to, it's like, that's trash. This person is blowing smoke up my skirt. You know, something that you're watching or reading. God forbid someone watch the news. Like, this person's a liar. This is complete poppycock and nonsense. It's like, wow, you're smart. You're able to... Everybody else is a jarhead. It's like, oh, okay. So... I'm actually extremely proud of the fact that I've heavily pissed off some teachers that watch some of my videos. I'm extremely proud of that fact. Because if you are ticking off, you know, if you're really shaking the cage of the demons, and these people that are turning society into a bunch of brainwashed jarheads who can't think for themselves, they have no wisdom, they don't know how nature works, they don't know anything. You're ticking those people off. You're on the right track. Not only will I not apologize for it, it makes me proud. It is a wellspring of joy and inspiration in my being that I ever, you know, make them foam at the mouth. So for all the insipid soy boys out there that call themselves teachers who are completely bleaching out inspiration, the desire to learn, and so on and so forth, out of young minds, whether it be high school or college or junior high or elementary. You know, I am so glad that there's a tidal wave in America, at least, of people homeschooling their kids now, because it's gotten so bad that even people that don't have the time, it's like, I can't have my kid, be spiritually and intellectually destroyed by these insipid, horrific, demonic entities that call themselves teachers. I don't know if you live in the United States or not, but forgetting about how evil the teachers are, and I refer to most of them, okay? The unions, oh my God, the stuff that they've done, don't even ask me about unions or what I think about unions. Unions are, of course, pure evil. Unions are evil. Nothing good comes out of a union. And if this video pisses you off, all the better. I have absolutely no respect, none, for our educational system, because it does not elevate minds, it does not illuminate them, it brainwashes them, and it completely bleaches out inspiration and the desire. It literally, and this is a fact, it literally bleaches out the inspiration of the intrinsic nature of a human's desire to learn and understand nature. The kids become so disgusted by the education that they get. They don't even want to learn anymore. I don't want to learn anymore. I had enough of that stuff in high school and college. I just want to do my stupid job. They literally, the spark of learning has been bleached out of all of these kids. That's not my opinion, that's a fact. Been bleached out utterly. People literally don't want to learn stuff. I have, even though I'm 48 years old, I have an incredible desire to learn and know things. People my age and younger, especially older, doesn't matter. They don't want to know anything. They don't want to learn anything. They work some silly arse job. They come home and they'll watch like some sort of action flick or drama or some sort of garbage, turn their brain up. They don't want to learn anything. It's been bleached. Man, it's trauma. It's PTSD. It's trauma. It's like, oh, they tried to learn me. Well, you weren't learned. You were bleached. Your brain was bleached and it was pounded into you to regurgitate all this useless information, which did not elevate you, did not make you wiser, did not help you understand nature. Completely bleached out of you. People literally have PTSD and trauma when you talk about learning stuff. Most people, not all, thank goodness. It's been bleached out of them. They don't want to learn stuff. No, I had enough of that. I remember all the horrible teachers that made me memorize and regurgitate garbage. I just want to work my dumb job and come home, eat some microwave lasagna and watch some sort of stupid TV show series. I really mean that with all my heart. I see people out there, they're just pathetic zombies walking around. They go to the grocery store. They work. I work 7 days a week. I have 4 jobs. I get sick of working so much. I wished I had more time to build things and make things and, have books to write. But no, I have to bust my butt just to pay the bills. But I do not have the desire to learn and to know bleached out of me like 99% of everybody else. I knew from the very start that my teachers were all fools. And that was when I was, being brainwashed in the 70s and 80s. It is way worse now. It just is, and it's horrific. Anyway, sad state of affairs. So if you're a teacher and I upset you, good. You deserve it.